All right, well, hello everyone. We're gonna take you through some of the biggest sheds that we've found over the years today. We have them laid out here on the pool table. Now, this isn't all of the big sheds that we found, but it's some of our good ones that we wanted to share with you today.
There they are, right together. Not a chew mark on them. That is so cool. The bases got a little bit of blood. I mean, I knew he lost them. I just had to get out. So this is a deer that I harvested in 2016. These are his sheds from 2014. We've got 5 years of his sheds. But he was a 13 pointer when he was carrying these, and he would have scored 178 if I'd harvested him in 2014. So, pretty solid set. Yeah, let's see what you got there. Got the match. Oh man, look at that.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's the match.
That's mystery, baby.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh
good
man.
night. That is so cool.
He chipped that off.
Well, you know, I kind
And
of
the-
sucked on
holy-
part of it.
I just saw that sticking out.
Guys, that's what we're in here for. That is the deer to find.
Look at how big his
It's
freaking bases
orange.
are.
Beautiful. There you go. That's the way to do it.
There.
Guys, that's awesome. You know that?
Yeah.
So this set of sheds here is the 2015 pair to the deer that you just saw that my dad harvested in 2016 with shotgun. So pretty similar looking set, probably scores about the same. He regressed a little bit with age, but still very massive and a lot of character.
So this is an 82-inch shed that I found quite a while ago, and he's got 14-inch G2s. He was a mainframe 10 when he was carrying this. The very next year, he became a 13 pointer and lost a little bit of length on his G2s, but he gained points, and this is an 86-inch shed. So one of my better finds, not the biggest, but a pretty good one.
Well, this is a set of sheds that belongs to another EHD victim. This is the largest shed that I have ever found.
The heck did you find?
Well, you were going over there. I found this big shed.
Goodness, I'd say that's a big shed. Yeah,
It's
that's almost as big as anything I've found. Let's see what this shed looks like.
A little one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
12 point, is he?
Yeah.
That is a monster shed, buddy. You gotta be
That's-
proud of that one.
Yeah.
I bet you can't wait to show Mom, huh?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
This is probably one I'll keep for the rest of my life.
Oh yeah. Hey, let's see if we can find the match, okay?
Okay.
It's a 88-inch shed. This other side was found in the fall about a 1/3 mile away, and this deer had 20 scoreable points. So now we're getting into my biggest sheds. This was found in 1999 in a field, and unfortunately it had weathered and had been tilled over. It's got farm implement marks here, the G2 and the G1 and the G3 and kickers have all been kind of knocked off a little bit. But what's remarkable about it is it's got a 29-inch main beam. The year before, I actually found this shed, and this was found about a 1/4 mile away from that spot. This was found on February 8th. I actually walked past it. I didn't even know it was a shed. I thought it was a tree branch the first time I saw it, but unfortunately it's chewed on. But not only is this one of my more massive sheds, it is a high scoring shed. This is a 91-inch shed, and so definitely one of my biggest.
I will show you a match set to this same deer. It'll be the last set that we show you. Back in the late 90s, early 2000s, I was fortunate enough to find a lot of really big sheds in the upper 80s and low 90s range. And quite a few of them I had officially scored, some of which were scored by North American Shed Hunters Club. And I'll share this set with you here in a little bit. But what I wanted to focus on right now is my largest shed. And this is it right here. This is a 7-point shed. And it scores 94 3/8. When I first had it scored, it was 96 inches. You could tell that it is a non-typical. He's got a 5-inch flyer here, and another 5-inch added point near the brow tine down here. Those are both deductions. The G2 here is over a foot. The G3 is over a foot in length. But the greatest characteristic of this shed is its mass. The base is over 6. And the H2 and the H3 are also over 6 inches. And he just carries that mass all the way through to the end of the main beam. So when I found this shed, it actually was over 5 pounds in weight. And 25 years later, this thing still tips the scale at over 4.5 pounds. So it is a heavy, heavy shed. I did see the deer bow hunting once, and I also saw him glassing in the summertime. He was with a bachelor group in a bean field. But to the best of my knowledge, this deer got hit by a car. So I'm still happy to have this shed, obviously, but this is my biggest shed ever. So this is my best set of sheds ever. I thought I'd save the best for last. They were found in 1999 and they ranked 168 4/8 without any spread. And that's by North American Shed Hunters Club. And back in 1999, 2000, in the second North American Shed Hunters book, they were ranked 9th in the world. I'm sure they're not that high anymore. They might be maybe top 20 now, but that's my best set ever. So a little bit about this set of sheds. This left side here I found suspended in a rub tree about 7 feet off the ground. And right at the base of that rub tree, I found this one, and you can see there's some chew marks on it. It's not exactly perfect, but they were found together, and they were found about a 1/4 mile from the 91-inch shed that I showed you earlier, same deer. And then the white shed that got tilled over by farm implements would have been the same deer 2 years earlier. So I have 4 sheds to this deer total that span 3 years. And I did meet somebody else who had 3 years of this deer's sheds. So we estimate that the deer must have been somewhere around 8 or 9 years old when he was killed. He did get killed in a deer drive about a 1/2 mile from where I found this set of sheds. So I really would have liked to get him, but it wasn't in the cards. So I did see the deer once while I bow hunted, and that was it. So he had a pretty good circle range. Just a thing about finding sheds in trees. In my entire shed hunting career, I probably found 12 sheds that are suspended in trees. This would have been one of the first ones, so that was kind of a neat thing. They were found together, and it was March 5th, 1999 when I found them, so quite a while ago.
Well, you might find all those big sheds that we showed you impressive. If you want to talk about real skill, it takes some skill to find ones this small. Thought we'd take a brief moment to show you some of our smallest sheds that we found. This is our smallest match set that we found. It was found about 3 years ago, and yeah, here they are in all their glory.
That's a lot of shed hunting to find that. And some of those are dinky. There's a debate going on. I found the one on the right. and Will found the one on the left, so we're not sure. Debates aside about who has the smaller shed out of these two, we actually have one shed in our collection that's smaller, and it's this one. We just don't remember who found it. So almost 5 inches in length, that's our smallest shed.
Well, you know, we get out and do a lot of walking and end up with a lot of sheds, so you got to have something to do with them. So we assemble them into antler lamps. Some of these are in the upper 70s, some not quite that big, but come over here, I'll show you some others. This is probably the largest antler lamp we have, and you know, not all sheds that we find can be winners, so a lot of them end up here if it's a deer that we don't know or aren't targeting or something, but
I have been on some cool shed hunts with other people. Here's a clip from 2009 March where I found a 91-inch antler that matched to a 93-inch antler that was found a week earlier.
Pretty good shed.
Yes, sir,
That's what
it
we set
is.
up for, didn't it?
Yes, it is.
How
That's
long
the
we been out
exact
here?
shed.
25 minutes?
25 minutes. We found the other side.
That wasn't that hard, was it?
Nope.
Probably 80 yards from where they found the first.
I believe that deer was harvested by Melissa Bachman that fall, not too far from that farm. So why do we shed hunt? For me, that answer has changed, and I think it changes for people depending on where they're at in their evolution of hunting. When I first started out, it was just about finding an antler or finding a match set or a big antler or as many as I could find. And that switched along the way to not only I want proof of life that that animal survived, but I want to know about that animal. I want to use antler hunting for problem solving. And where's that deer eat? Where do they sleep? Where do they transition through? So today it's about age management. It's not only proof of life, but it is that deer mature or not? And some of the deer that I'm hunting right now, I've got 2-3 years of sheds. I've got one deer that I've got 7 years of sheds to that I'm hunting. And, you know, I want to have the confidence that when they come by, I know that deer, whether they're on the list or not. I'm targeting 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old deer. At the beginning of the video, I featured a set of sheds that was to this deer right here, this 14 pointer. And this deer ended up being 9.5 years old, according to Deer Age. We already knew that deer was age eligible. By the time it was all said and done, I had 5 years of his sheds. And my point is, with this deer in particular, as he got older, his core range shrunk down. And so when I harvested him at 9.5 years old, I literally harvested him within 50 yards of where my kids found that set of sheds. And it was in the same, probably 3 acres is what I found this set of sheds the year earlier. So the shed hunting can help you, you know, put that puzzle together and solve it. It certainly did for this. Finding his sheds in that same area year after year pretty much told me, hey, you got to spend more time in that core area if you're going to get that deer. And that's exactly what I did. I just focused on that core area and went in there when I had a good wind, and it worked out. This is a deer that I featured on my YouTube channel. It's actually my most popular hunt, which is kind of hard to believe, but the deer was 5 years old when I harvested him in 2016, and he would have been a 180 if he didn't break off 3 of his tines. He has a 2-foot inside spread, very distinctive deer. And what didn't make the video is the fact that we had multiple years of his sheds. My neighbor found the match set to the deer when he was a 2.5-year-old. I have one of the sheds when he was a 3-year-old. Chad found the match in a creek bed. And then Tim and Will actually found the match set to the deer when he was a 4-year-old. And one of the things, he was a fighter. He always seemed to snap off his G2s and break off his brow tines. That's just part of it. But the reason why I'm featuring this deer is where most of the sheds were found, is where I killed the deer. I literally killed him 150 yards from where this match set was found, and probably maybe 80 yards from where I found mine when he was a 3-year-old. So sheds can help you drill down that core area, and it sure did for this one. And, over the years, I've been lucky enough to harvest maybe 12 or 13 mature deer that I've got sheds or multiple years of sheds too. This one right here belongs to the mid 160s behind me here. And this was the set of sheds that he had right before I harvested him with bow. And, you know, there's no question when they come by, you know them. So that's kind of where I'm at, and that's what drives me. So that's a little bit about our collection. Not the biggest sheds in the world, but not the smallest either. We find a lot of them in that 75-inch range, kind of like Elise found that 15-point set last spring. Those were each close to 80 inches, upper 70s, each of those sheds. And, you know, those are fun. Those are just fun to find. A lot of them end up in projects. Some of them are in tubs and storage, a lot of them at the bases of antler lamps, but we've probably got 2,000 antlers total in our collection. We average about 50 to 55 sheds a year in our find. So that's just a little bit. Hopefully you enjoyed it.